Alright, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy PXG Cash Howard, welcoming you to the Week 5 recap for the Worldwide Champions League Season 3. As always, I am your host, PXG Cash Howard, coach of the New York Nido Kings. Now, it's been a while since the last video. I do apologize. Many things have happened, but it's time we get back into the grind. Now, Week 5 is all said and done. A third of the league is already out the way. Now you guys probably only realize that we only had, I believe it was 7 matches that were showcased in this week. That is because the Falls Furfro and the Rochester Ride-Ons did not battle because the Rochester Ride-On coach Big Pum was unable to. So the forfeit win goes to Coach Napalm of the Falls Furfro. So now, with that said, what we have for you in the current standings, a lot of changes, both good and bad. As you guys can see, Lindo, Connor, Pum, and Brody have not changed places from their respective 1st, 2nd, 13th, and 16th. Everyone else has gone up and down for better or for worse. So now you guys can probably see the biggest change was Shane dropping down 4 slots, originally being up in 3rd place, but after that long, and I really say long, match with Volt and the Atlanta Aegislashes, that did bring him down 3 slots. For everyone else, it's been kind of up and down. Most of the changes going up were all +1s, with the exception of, as you guys can see, of Johnny and Napalm moving up 2 slots each, all along with Coach Matt of the Miami Manafees moving up 2. And then as going down, few ones, Bobby went down 3, Shane 4, Liam 2. And then even though CB is not here with me, I know he will probably bring it up, the fact that last week I was making fun of the fact that I was in front of him in the placings, and I guess, you know, karma has its ways, and now we're inverted. So now Chris is in 8th and I'm in 9th. But, you know, things happen for a reason. You never know. I'm going to get as high as possible can. He's going to try to deny me that, but moving along from that, there are some changes in terms of teams. Now, these you're going to find funny because these were essentially pickups after drops. So, after his match with Volt, Shane of the Wilmington Crowbats decided to drop his Gengar and his Kingdra. Now, his Gengar ended up being a trade, which he gave to, I believe it was CB and the Brooklyn Caesars. And he did drop Kingdra to freely pick up Azumarill. Now, because Kingdra got dropped, Connor of the Porygon-Z's decided to drop his Feraligatr to pick up Shane's old Kingdra. And as I just said before, deciding to do a switch with swapping Gengar for Azumarill. So, CB is now the proud owner of Gengar, who he had also last season. So I know dropping the Azumarill was probably the first thing that he can come up with in doing. Now, probably one of the biggest changes going into Week 6, Coach Liam of the London Lux Rays decided to essentially drop his entire Fire, Water, Grass core to pick up a brand new one. So, he decides to drop his Blastoise, his Mega Venusaur, and his Volcanion, and in the process picking up Chestnut, Mega Charizard Y, and Starmie. Now, those who have watched probably realize that Liam never actually used his Mega Venusaur, so we're going to see if now he'll be utilizing Mega Charizard Y, because as we've seen, he's not used its Mega at all. So, could have been that Mega Venusaur didn't bring anything specifically to these last couple matches that he's had. Maybe he just picked it, not realizing he didn't really want it. Whatever the case is, he is now swapping the entire core altogether. and hopefully will bring him some positive things in life. Now, as I said, 1/3 of the league is out of the way. We're going to be moving on essentially to the second third. Things to look into. I know for a fact we have a trade deadline, or drop deadline, I believe, which should happen at the end or before week 7. So essentially, anyone who makes those last minute drops are probably going to end up having to use those pokes in week 8. But we're going to have to start doing something to start replacing these changes, as we're not going to have any more Pokemon changes as we move on. That's pretty much it. There's not really much to add. You guys seen the matches? Well, most of them anyway. You guys now see the current standings for the league. Let's move back to that real quick. There we go. So, once again, Lindo is still undefeated at 5-0, but so is Connor of the Plymouth Porygon Z's. I tried my best to give him his first loss, but that didn't go so well for me. Napalm and Johnny both moved up 2 slots each. Liam and Volt tied respectively. Well, actually no. Let's start all over again. Alright, let's go from beginning. Current records. Lindo and Connor currently 5-0 each. But because of the differential, obviously we got first and second. We got Napalm of the Falls Furfro at 4-1, holding that 3rd place spot. Then we have a nice chunk of 3-2s, but obviously the differential matters, so hence why we have different placings for Johnny, Liam, Volt, Shane, and Chris. Then another gap, not a little gap, but a little chunk right there of the 2 and 3s featuring myself, Matt, Thomas, and Bobby. Then we got like the last chunk of 1 and 4s featuring Pum, Nate, and Kurt, and Brody, who I know is gonna turn things around. Currently at 0 and 5. As I said, we're only 1/3 of the way in. Brody, for all we know, is about to start winning 10 matches straight, becoming the first place player. But it is what it is. We'll be getting the week 6 matches up shortly, so I hope you guys do appreciate it. As I said before, I do apologize for the long break. I know you guys are probably wondering what happened to the rest of the matches. What happened to this league? Don't worry, the matches are coming. It's just that me personally have not had the time to actually sit and record these matches. But I do hope you guys actually start tuning in for the rest of them. As always, this is your boy PXG Cash Howard, coach of the New York Needle Kings, signing off.